Hi guys, Christine here, and today I'm going to be talking about the book that we read this week, A Hologram for the King by Dave Eggers. So when I actually first started reading the book, I did not think I was going to like it. I mean, I saw Saudi Arabia and thought, politics, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know anything about politics. And then I saw IT and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know anything about computers either. And then on top of that, we're following a 50-year-old dude on some random journey. But I am glad I kept reading on because I did find it to be an actually easy read. And it does get a lot more interesting, and it's more in depth than just a 50-year-old dude in Saudi Arabia doing IT stuff. Well, it's kind of like that. Anyway, before I actually get into the whole vlog thing, I just kind of wanted to share a couple of my favorite quotes. And not that they're like super significant or anything, I just thought they were kind of hilarious. And they kind of applied to me, and I'm like, oh, aha, I see what you did there. You probably didn't do it for me, but I took it that way. Okay, so for my first favorite quote, it's on page 115. He told me that if you're half an hour late, it looks like a mistake. If you're 2 hours late, it looks intentional. Now, I'm personally always late for everything, so I thought that this kind of applied to me. By the way, sorry Kelly for the late post today. Yeah, it was intentional. So my next quote that I kind of digged was said by Ruby on the Rio Negro trip. It is on page 167, and she says, yada yada yada, who you end up with is really just an accident of proximity. Okay, that's true. I mean, come on, you're probably gonna fall in love with someone that's around you. I mean, you don't know anything other than that, right? And P.S. Ruby was totally on my top 5 characters of the book. Don't hate me. Okay, now to the meat and potatoes of this. Oh man, I don't know what kind of accent that was. So what I wanted to talk about with this vlog were a couple themes that I saw in the book. And those couple themes that I saw were adventure and, finding oneself. And the reason I say adventure is because I found that Alan was very adventurous. He was he would go out and just do his own thing and be kind of curious and see what else is out there. You saw that with him, especially leaving the tent with the reliant young people. And he's just kind of wandering around, mostly because he doesn't want to be there, but hey, he's exploring the place, whereas these young people are just kind of chilling in the tent and just doing nothing. Relatively nothing. And so I thought it was really cool that he would go on these mini adventures, and he would go and check out the beach, which I thought was super cool. That's something I definitely would do. The other thing that I saw was the theme of finding oneself. He's doing new things, and he's exploring, and he's going out of his not so much comfort zone, but he's going out of his way to do other new things. And I thought that was also really cool. Something that stood out to me was when he was drinking, and this was the first night he had tried the alcohol that Hayne had given him, and there's this quote, or there's this paragraph on page 105. And I thought it was really empowering what he was saying. So I'll read this for you. I'm sure you've already read it, but I'm going to read it for you anyway. Okay, so the walls were his friend. There was something to this drinking alone in one's room. Why hadn't he ever done this before? He could do this. He could all do this, and no one would say boo. All this was his. These beds were his, the desk, the walls, the big bathroom, the phone. He walked over to his second bed and looked at his things. His electric razor, itinerary binders, and folders spread out ready. I just kind of thought that was really empowering, He seems kind of like a passive person, and so with with alcohol in his system, he's kind of finding himself being more aggressive. And I thought it was really cool of him to have that realization that he is worth something. And I think throughout the book that's what he certainly does find. So yeah.